We're here with head coach Peter Ewald, Franklin Pierce Sprint football team. Franklin Pierce getting ready for arguably its toughest challenge to date, and against a program that's one of the blue bloods of the CSFL in Penn, and 2 years removed from a championship. Coach, how excited are you to take on this challenge?
Well, again, I think it's a situation where we get to play against another program, and it's our second game in the history of the school. The kids kind of got their feet wet last week and know what the competition level is all about. And again, Penn's going to create another great challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
And I don't want to downplay Cornell, because that was an experienced veteran team, and I thought you guys really acquitted yourselves quite nicely in that game, especially along the offensive and defensive lines. What has been the difference between last week's practice and this week's practice? These guys now have had a game under their belts. They understand what the speed is, the skill is. What have you noticed differently from the guys this week, maybe as they've started to continue to grow as football players?
Well, I think you mentioned it. They know what it's all about now. They have a much better understanding of what it takes to be successful in this league at this level. Because they had never done it before, and now they know, they understand, and I think they gain some confidence in their ability, and they feel good about themselves.
We talked about it on Monday. The lines, I thought, were both very physical at the point of attack. What do you look for them to do against a team like Penn, who's probably, I would assume, a little bit more deeper, maybe a little bit more experience along the fronts? What challenges would they pose for the young guys up front for you guys?
Well, I think Cornell presented that challenge to us as well, as far as being deeper and as far as being a veteran group. We're not going to get away from that this year. We're not going to get away from it for the next 2 or 3 years, as a matter of fact. So, our guys are hungry and they're ready to go. I think the experience factor didn't play that much of a factor in the Cornell game, because we were so physical up front, and hopefully we can maintain that against Penn.
Tyler Matthews, there were certain things that you wanted him to really work on last week and focus. I know you talked about, getting in that game frame of mind right off the bat. What challenges do you throw out to him this week as being, and now going into game 2? And you don't have to get necessarily into maybe the specifics, but what do you look to see him, what do you want to see him improve on in game 2? Is it decision making, better throws, reads, running? What is it? What do you look for your quarterback to do? Because ultimately you're going to need him if you guys are going to knock off Penn on Sunday.
Absolutely. Tyler played very well against Cornell. Tyler has always room, there's always room for improvement. I think Tyler did a great job of managing the game. I look for him to improve that and become even more of a leader throughout the game. And, he's not a very vocal guy, and that's something that I think he could certainly improve upon. We're looking for more leadership out of that quarterback position and out of him specifically. I think he did a great job last week, and looking forward for him to be successful again this week.
Quarterback on the defensive side is always that middle linebacker, and James Willett serves that role for you. Just talk about how you thought he did it, kind of taking control of on the defense last week and making sure everybody was kind of ready to go, right before the snap.
One thing about Bubba is that he's a student of the game. He spends a lot of time looking at film and being prepared, and he is really a kind of an extension of the coaching staff out on the field. He knows where everyone needs to be, so he does a great job with that. And just because he knows so much, he's a natural leader out there, so he does a great job for us.
Now that these guys have gotten that experience of playing that game, have you noticed maybe some new leaders emerging this week, now that maybe some of the guys that played last week and played well and got some confidence? Have you noticed maybe some more guys being vocal and really trying to step up and help take charge, take control of the team?
I think the guys are more excited. Yeah. I think last year they were more nervous, and I think this week they're more excited. So I don't necessarily know if anyone's emerged more as a leader. I think people have emerged more as being excited and getting ready. The fact of the unknown is now gone, which allows them to settle down a little bit more. So I think that they're looking forward to it with more anticipation and a lot more knowledge of what to expect.
All right, that's Coach Peter Ewald, Franklin Pierce Sprint football coach. Good luck Sunday, and we'll talk with you then.
Thanks, Doug.